Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and today we're here to review Minecraft Legends for the Nintendo Switch. These words were written by the stupendous Mitch Vogel, but converted into video by me. It's very few games that has had more cultural impact than Minecraft, but it seems that Mojang has struggled to recapture anywhere near the same success in its efforts to expand the IP beyond its sandbox origins. Minecraft Story Mode was a decent, if uninspired, Telltale game, while Minecraft Dungeons proved to be a solid but unexceptional Diablo clone. Now though, the company is trying again with its RTS-themed Minecraft Legends, and well, it's not very good. A litany of small annoyances and irritations ultimately built to make for a game that, while not without its charms, completely falls short of the simple brilliance of Minecraft. Gameplay in Minecraft Legends has been billed as action strategy, and we would say that it feels like a much jankier and less fun version of Pikmin. In the single-player campaign, evil piglins from the Nether invade the overworld and threaten to destroy the ecosystem, so the main goal is simply to beat the piglins by either building fortifications and fending off attacks on villages, or by taking the fight to them and attacking their fortified Nether portals with your squad. To do so, you roam around on a horse and command a group of dozens of minions that specialize in different disciplines, such as one type being good at ranged attacks, while another heals allies. You need resources to spawn minions and build things, however these are gained by ordering little spirits called allays to mine materials and chop down trees for you. And so far, this streamlined take on real-time strategy seems like a fair idea on paper, but Minecraft Legends notably botches its execution of the concept. The main problem of Minecraft Legends is that it fails both as an action game and a strategy game, occupying a weird middle ground that simply does not feel very fun to play. For example, there's lots of things that could be done with having your unit on the ground fighting alongside your minions. We imagine perhaps something sort of Dynasty Warriors combat, but all you can do with your character is hold down one button and watch your hero half-heartedly swing their sword back and forth, doing little damage. In this sense, the action part of gameplay feels ridiculously bare bones, as your character is ultimately little more than a glorified mouse pointer. It seems that the point of having your character as a unit on the field, as opposed to having a zoomed-out godlike perspective, is to give your troops something to rally around and direct their actions. But unit management in Minecraft Legends feels like trying to herd cats. You can only get the attention of units in a small circle around you by waving your flag, though we noted that many times even units within the circle will just continue to stare dumbly into the abyss instead of doing as they're told. Once you have your units ready to follow orders, you can command them to all attack a specific objective, or you can order all of one minion type to attack it instead. What you can't do is order individual units around, so either all your stone golems go to attack that structure, or none of them do. And even after giving orders, it's not a sure thing that your units will actually do as they're told. Sometimes they'll come across an enemy group while charging and choosing to fight them instead of taking down the structure you ordered them to, and other times you'll send them up a ramp to attack a structure, only for several of them to fall off because of poor pathfinding AI. You can only have a certain amount of minions spawned at a time, 20 to begin with, but there's no way to despawn minions if you want to change your squad composition, such as changing out offense units with some that can heal. You have to either find a lava pit and awkwardly herd them in to kill them yourself, or just wait for enemies to kill them for you. And even when your minions are actually doing what you tell them to, fights tend to unfold at a glacial and mind-numbing pace. You storm in there with your squad, order them to attack whichever structure and enemies you want, and then you just kind of sit there and wait. If you want, you can hold down A and watch your hero swing their sword around and maybe kill a few foes, but it otherwise just feels like you're watching minions throw themselves against a tower until it falls a few minutes later. Every now and then you might have to run back and spawn more minions to replace your fallen ones, but this feels more like a chore than a dynamic development in an epic battle. And if managing your units couldn't be any worse, the user interface feels too fiddly and awkward to navigate by controller. You use the D-pad to tap between 4 different menus to dictate things like resource gathering and minion spawning, while each of these is navigated by a hotbar that organizes your various options for each action. If you want to order units to attack a specific target, you have to navigate another sub-menu while holding down the left shoulder button to pick out the group that you want to send in. Though it gets a little easier once you start to develop muscle memory, we still found it to be quite cumbersome to select and execute the menu item you want, especially in the midst of a fight. We found ourselves yourself often selecting the wrong things or misjudging where the rally point would be placed and just watching some of the minions tumble over the side of a cliff. These controls just about get the job done then, but this really feels like a game built for keyboard and mouse first. Then, when it comes to placing new constructs, dragging and placing things like fences and ramps can be frustrating and imprecise. For example, we attacked one elevated piglin base that required us to build ramps so our units could reach the base, but nearly every spot that we attempted to build was rejected because the UI couldn't figure out how to place the ramp on uneven terrain. We did eventually manage to get a janky collection of ramps established, but it felt like we weren't supposed to be able to build them where we did. Having either looser rules for where and what you can build or clearer indications for places that you can build would have gone a long way towards making this aspect feel smoother. Even if you can get past the janky controls and awful minion AI, we found that it doesn't take long before repetition starts to set in. Though the world is randomly generated, the piglin bases don't do much to differentiate themselves from each other in terms of enemy variety or layouts. Once you've seen one of these, you've really seen them all, and Minecraft Legends doesn't do a whole lot to incentivize you to keep going through the grind. Getting a new unit or resource type doesn't feel very rewarding when your objectives rarely require nuanced strategy, which can make progression feel like a pie-eating contest where the prize is more pie. The variety of structures does give you some cool options for building up a worthwhile fighting force. The Kaboomery, for example, will give any arrow towers nearby an explosive effect for any projectiles fired, while a redstone launcher can be used to fire TNT blocks at chosen areas. Meanwhile, every minion will have notable strengths and weaknesses that are covered by others, such as how the skeletons excel at ranged combat and can fire over walls, but quickly go down when exposed to melee damage. There are the bones of a good strategy game here in Minecraft Legends. The problem is that the proper implementation of it just isn't there. After you've seen everything there is to see in the campaign, which should take you around 15 hours, there's additional free and paid content that you can access through the marketplace. At the time of writing, the only content that's up is a small wave-based horde mode that you can download and play for free, but it offers a nice break from the campaign and grants you an exclusive skin if you manage to beat it. Time will tell how much this additional content will add to Minecraft Legends and whether it'll feel worth the additional money, but we're at least optimistic that there could be some creative new mission types explored here. Beyond the campaign offering, there's also an online PvP mode, though in our experiences this was less than stellar. Here, your goal is to match up in teams of 4 and destroy the enemy team's tower before they destroy yours, but things get pretty dicey considering that you can't directly communicate with your teammates in a game centered around real-time strategy. You have some basic pings that you can use for getting broad ideas across, but these lack the nuance needed to coordinate an effective plan between a few people or to pivot quickly to respond to enemy team movements. Most of our games then consisted of everyone just going off and doing whatever they felt like, whether or not it made any sense, and our enemies were similarly disorganized. Beyond this, it also took about 10 minutes or so to find a full game with other Switch players during peak hours, though crossplay with other platforms is an option if you'd like to open that pool of players more. Minecraft Legends fares better in its performance, though we did note many instances where the frame rate would suddenly dip noticeably below the targeted 60 FPS, and it seems to us that this occurs more often in docked mode than it does in handheld. A shaky, though not volatile frame rate aside, the larger issue that we observed for performance is that the environmental rendering starts to struggle if you run too fast in any direction, to the point where you find yourself unable to see where you're going due to all the fog. Performance on Switch isn't awful then, it's nice to see 60 FPS target at least, but it isn't outstanding either. So in conclusion, Minecraft Legends, at least on Switch, is an average game at best, but frustrating controls, terrible AI and repetitive gameplay all come together to make for something that feels substantially beneath the quality of the Minecraft brand. Though we commend the developers for trying something new here, this is easily the worst Minecraft spin-off Mojang has produced. We'd recommend this to only the most enthusiastic Minecraft fans, and even then only if you're up for the PC version. If you don't have a PC or just don't want it there, then we'd suggest you pass. Minecraft Legends on Switch simply isn't worth your time or money. We here at Nintendo Life give Minecraft Legends on the Nintendo Switch a 4 out of 10. If you like this video, why don't you awkwardly maneuver your minions to click that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out our website nintendolife.com where we have reviews like these in written form. That was everything from here. Stay safe, maybe play some base Minecraft instead of this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.